Hello guys and girls. I'm here today. Some reason my dad deletes my websites and stuff, and I get frustrated with it. I don't want to be angry at my video or anything. I'm gonna do a Marvel video today. It's called All New Marvel Now. Questions and answers. Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, it's about Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man. Dan Slott brings Peter Parker back to life, beginning this April. Yes, girls, kind of girls, you can hear it from here. Peter Parker is coming back in Amazing Spider-Man issue 1. It's a reboot of the other Amazing Spider-Man, starting from number 1. Josh, there's a photo of a guy with glasses, with a tan shirt or something, and he's happy too. His name is Josh Wiggler. He's the writer of this article. He published it January 13th, 2014. Updated January 13th, 2014. 2014, I mean. You can share it on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, and email, and it has 16 comments. Good things come to those who wait. So wait. Amazing things come to those who wait for Peter Parker. Wait for Peter Parker. Marvel's original friendly neighborhood Spider-Man comes back to life in the all-new Marvel Now relaunch of Amazing Spider-Man this April. Dr. Otto Octavius has been the proud owner of Peter Parker's body and life for the better part of a year now. But soon, he will learn that even superiority proves no match against the amazing original. But how will Peter return? And what will his world look like when he's back in tights, swinging from skyscrapers and saving the day? We spoke with writer Dan Slott, and this is written. This is Josh Wiggler's words for those answers and more. They're showing up Amazing Spider-Man issue 1, cover by Humberto Ramos. And there's a search icon in the picture too. Yeah, it just shows the picture bigger. The art style is it looks pretty good on the cover. And then this is like he wrote this. Marvel asks the writers usually about. Marvel talks to the writers about this about comic books, about a particular comic book. Marvel.com says, Dan, Peter Parker's back. How do we feel about this? Dan Slott said, I'm feeling horrible. I wanted to keep him dead in the ground. Laughs. He's like, ha ha ha. Okay, that's terrible. I shouldn't say that. Say that. How do I feel? I feel relieved. I've been doing a heel turn for a year. I've been gleefully shouting, Peter Parker is dead. When I knew full well that he was coming back. Of course, he's coming back. Did you really think we'd kill Peter Parker? For good? Come on. He's the greatest superhero of all time. He's my drop-dead favorite character in all of fiction. Of course, I'm not killing Peter Parker. Of course. There was a trap door. Of course. There was a way back. Of course. There was a plan. Marvel.com says again, how far back does the plan go? Did you already know how you'd bring Peter back before you took him off the table? Dan Slott said, this was part of the pitch of Superior Spider-Man, walking people through it. I told them, and then we reached this point where people began wondering how are they going to bring him back. That was part of the appeal, part of the fun, of the mystery. Everyone wondering, how are they going to do this? How are they going to do this? The other part of the appeal is, what is Doc Ock doing to Spidey's world? What's going to be left? What's that world going to be like when Peter Parker comes back? Marvel.com says, what can you say about how Peter's comeback plays out and where it leaves Doc Ock? Dan Slott said, Peter still has a hero's quest in him. He's coming back, but this is not going to be easy. Great power and great responsibility always comes at a great cost. As for Doc Ock, that's one of the biggest questions of Superior Spider-Man. What happens to Doc Ock? Now that you know Peter Parker's coming back, what is going to happen to Otto Octavius? That's a very big question. That should be weighing on your mind. Here's another cover picture by a different guy, Marcus Martin, issue 1 cover. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people with how Peter's going to come back. What's going to happen, Ock? My computer has no plug. It's not plugged in, boys and girls. It's at 50%, guys and girls. What's going to happen to Ock? And what kind of world Peter Parker finds when he returns? What is going to happen? There are so many plates in the air and so many characters that have relationships with Spider-Man that have changed. So many aspects of Spider-Man's world and Peter Parker's world have completely changed. I am plugged in now, guys and girls. It's completely changed. On top of that, Peter will have to deal with something else when he returns. You always have to throw the left hook. You always have to throw the left hook. It can't just be what everyone expects it's going to be, or where there's the fun in that. There's always one more thing on top, one more twist, one more bump in the road you did not see coming. Marvel.com says, poor Peter, that guy never catches a break. That guy never catches a break. Dan Slott said, oh, I think that if you were as good as dead, and somehow you came back from that would the biggest break you could possibly catch. He laughs out loud. He does laughing. Not catching the break would be if he was still underground. That would be the ultimate Parker look. Marvel.com says, before Peter steals the spotlight back, let's take another look at Superior Spider-Man. As the book nears its final act, how do you feel about how the Doc Ock Spidey experiment worked as a whole? Dan Slott said, I've been in the industry since 1990, but this was really my first time launching a flagship title from day one with a fantastic team. That was exciting. We kind of knew going in that this was a weird book. It's very disorientating. I'm really grateful for everybody's support of the book. I said this word wrong. Disorientating, or something like that. I'm really grateful for everybody's support of the book, the fan support, editorial support, everybody, because it's a weird book that easily could have crashed and burned. Everybody could have been like Doc Ock as Spider-Man. No. And just walked away. This book was always constructed as a story with a beginning, middle, and end. About a third of the way in was when we purged Peter Parker. Halfway in is when Spider-Man has a whole new look, and he's doing everything the Doc Ock way. Everything was mapped out, and every day we went at it at full force. Kept up. And every day we went at it at full force. It was exciting. It was exciting. But we knew walking in, it's a very weird premise. And here's another cover picture by Jeremy Opeda. Amazing Spider-Man issue 1. There's like 3 different covers. There's one. The first one is what Peter Parker in a Spider-Man suit without the mask, swinging on a rope. Second picture was showing the city upside down, and the sky is below Peter Parker. I mean Spider-Man. And the third picture is with him with the web throwing off his clothes in the middle of New York, and birds are in the background. And it's got clouds and stars, and it's kind of like the sun's coming up, and like Peter Parker has a web, and he's putting on his mask. He's putting on his mask. One of the great things we got out of Superior is that something happens in every issue. When you look at it, almost every issue or arc had some massive status quo change for Spider-Man and his world. You just destroyed Horizon Lab. You just destroyed Horizon Lab. Spider-Man just took over the raft. What? Everywhere you looked around, something happened. Working on the series, we knew from day one that we were jamming our foot on the accelerator, and we weren't lifting up. We're firmly on the gas. Just going as fast as possible. That's the feel we wanted for this book. It was fun to see readers going, why is something big happening all of the time? All the time. That was part of the energy of this book. And then there's all of the brilliant art from Ryan Stigman, Alberto Ramos, and Aris Sipapi, Kaman Coley. There was a nice feeling. Of, yeah, we're going full tilt, and look how pretty it is. The foots on the accelerator. There's no brakes. But man, what a gorgeous sports car. Marvel.com says again, the fan reaction has been loud on both sides of the fence. Some people love Doc Ock as Spidey. Others not so much. What has it been like for you? Reading the reactions, knowing that Peter's return was on the horizon. in my opinion, guys and girls, I do not like Doc Ock as Spider-Man. Peter Parker and Spider-Man always. But I still enjoy reading Superior Spider-Man because I like the idea that they're bringing Peter Parker back as Spider-Man once again. Mind and body. Dan Slott said, It's been tough, and that there are so many times you want to drop the mask and yell, he's coming back. Don't worry. You will see him again. It's been hardest at conventions and sightings when I get the question from little kids. You just have to have a heart of ice. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. It's so hard not to say, it'll be fine in a year from now. He will be okay. Stay strong. Stay strong. I remember when there's a picture of a comic book from 1999, issue 657. It's not from 1999. It's from 2012, I believe. Yes. It shows in the middle of the sky it's cloudy and it says "The Amazing Spider-Man" in blue letters. And Spider-Man is sitting on a water tower in New York City, and you can see the Fantastic Four symbol in the sky, created by Human Torch, and shows a background of the Empire State Building. I don't know why they showed it. You can read a sample of it on Marvel.com, or buy the digital copy of that issue if you want to read it. If you want to read it. I read this issue too. By the way, it was pretty good. I remember when Jonathan Hickman killed the Human Torch. I was turning in scripts for Amazing Spider-Man, and my take was the same as the jaded comic book fan. Oh yeah, he's really gone. He's really gone. Johnny's not coming back. Yeah, right. Tom Brevoort took me aside and said, "You can't play it that way. That way. You have to be true to Jonathan's story. You have to play this like the Human Torch is dead." I think that gave us one of our best issues. What we had, like my dad says to me, I have a lot of issues. Like he teases me that I'm mentally ill, so he says I have a lot of issues. Like comic books. Like comic books, yeah. When we had the wake for Human Torch, it didn't say that in the article here, though. That was my own opinion. By the way, during big time, everyone sitting around the coffee table late at night at the Baxter Building. Reminiscing about their favorite Spidey Torch stories. It got me thinking. Yeah, that's the way you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to play it straight. The fan reaction has been brilliant. It's been so polarized and, most of all, passionate. That's great. That's great. If Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and Doc Ock make you feel this passionate, even if it's pulling your hair out. That's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing. It means you care. It means you care. Marvel.com says, what are you most looking forward to about writing Peter Parker again? What have you missed about him? I've missed the humor. Yeah, Superior Spider-Man had no humor. And Doc Ock thinks he's better than he's better than Peter Parker. He's still, in fact, a villain. It doesn't matter. Doc Ock is a villain no matter what. But that's not what it says here either. I don't want to confuse you guys, so I'll keep continuing reading. I'll read it again for you. Dan Slott says, I've missed the humor. There's humor in Superior, but it's flipped. It's at the expense of Doc Ock and just how ignorant he is. I've missed Peter Parker. Peter Parker, the wise-cracking, smart aleck. I can't wait to get back to that, and to have him come back. Throughout Superior, Doc Ock believes he's a hero. When he takes out someone like Masquerade, who was killed a dozen people. Doc Ock in the box. Doc Ock believes he's doing the world a favor. He thinks he's saving so many future innocent people. The people under his protection. The people who need a hero don't blink when you see a scene like that in Punisher or Wolverine. But that's not the guy we see on kids' lunch boxes and on pajamas. That's not the guy floating down 6th Avenue at the Thanksgiving Day parade. That's not our guy. He doesn't kill. But that's great. If a book that's been around for 60 years has you surprised and is still breaking your expectations. You want your comics to do that? Those are the ones you remember. Now, when Peter comes back, it's time to be amazing again. It's time to remind everyone just how wonderful it is to have the amazing Spider-Man, and what an incredible hero you have been when you have your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Here's the issue of Superior Spider-Man, issue 25. It's on sale this week. The Darkest Hours, it's just a mini-series on Venom. Venom is back for the Spider-Man character, I guess. Marvel.com says, in Superior Spider-Man, the title character kills his enemies, not just subduing them. That's not Peter's style. That's not Peter's style. With Peter returning for Amazing Spider-Man, what can you say about the book's tone? Can we expect something a little lighter than Superior? Dan Slott. I think the new Amazing Spider-Man, this is probably the last thing I should say. There are some words in comics that are verboten. One of the most dreaded words when you're promoting a comic is fun. It's fun. You're not supposed to say, this book is going to be fun, or all ages. That's another dirty word. It's another dirty word. But when you think about it, Star Wars was all ages. Some of the greatest movies of all time are all ages. And Spider-Man should be for everyone. It's weird for me how many fans of Superior Spider-Man are little kids. And they get it. Kids are so much smarter than they're given credit for. So many of the kids understood that this is the bad Spider-Man. For a while, you're cheering for Wile E. Coyote. And they got it. This is one of my favorite stories from when Amazing Spider-Man issue 700 came out. There was this boy named Max, who wasn't old enough to read yet, but he loved Spider-Man. So he and his dad would read Spider-Man together. His dad would put Max on his lap, and they would read together. So they're reading through issue 700, and they get to the page where Peter is clearly dead. And the dad lost it. He freaked out. How could they do that? How can they end Spider-Man like that? They can't kill him. And Max pulls on his dad's sleeve and says, "It's okay, Dad. Spider-Man's going to be fine. He got it. This is an icon, a character that is woven into our culture. There are certain fictional characters that transcend and will be around forever. Robin Hood, Sherlock Holmes, Mickey Mouse, Spider-Man. Every generation gets Peter Parker as Spider-Man. It's a contract that has been written to the people of planet Earth since 1961. You will always get Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Follow the latest twists and turns in Superior Spider-Man, and then prepare for the return of Amazing Spider-Man this April. It says share on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, and email and comments down below also. And up top too. Related characters: Dr. Octopus, Human Torch, Spider-Man. All new Marvel Now. Tags. All new Marvel Now. Amazing Spider-Man. Dan Slott. Superior Spider-Man. And the comments are, it has 57 people listening. Now it's 60. For Score is the name of this guy. The name of the blogger, the first blogger is Score. About time. I dropped my 25+ year sub when this Doc Ock storyline came out. What a joke. What a joke. Next guy is War Havoc. Says, finally I have been wanting to jump onto current 616 Spider-Man for a while now, but Superior Spider-Man wasn't my thing. Nonetheless, it should be interesting to see how Peter moves on after getting his body back, and how his friendships and relationships with people have shifted. Next guy is Ryan Ree. RYANREH. Said, at first, when Peter Parker died, I thought I would not read any more Spider-Man comics. But Superior Spider-Man is just awesome. I started to like Dr. Otto. Please don't turn him evil again, or kill him. Superior underline Shogun. SHOGAAN. They have weird names. And he put his name. This guy's name is Joshua. Yes. Peter's back. I have followed every Spider-Man writer since I turned 5. My dad collects lots of books. Collects a lot of books. And Mr. Slott, you are a really crafty writer, from Spider Island to Big Time and issue 700, which made my dad proceed to then rage and rant for approximately 2 hours. 2 hours. Then you started Superior Spider-Man. Otto's take on everything is so anti-Parker. Yet it's enticing to see how the characters react to a changed Peter. That's why I decided to start collecting the series. Although Otto's vocabulary just has you scratching your head like, what are you? What? Then, 3 days ago, I received an email of a friend, and it was a leaked photo of the new Amazing Spider-Man cover. As soon as I saw it, I couldn't help but break down that I just read this, and I cried some more. Dear Mr. Slott, thanks for bringing back Peter. And I don't really care how much hell he endures. Heck, I would just love to see this guy back. Also, by the way, here's hoping for round 2 of a battle for brain supremacy. Well, actually, I couldn't know who I would want to win, but it will be thrilling to see a good 1 through 3 issues worth of a battle. Joshua. The next guy is Superior Punisher. Parker's coming back. How will he undo Doc Ock's damage? And how will Ock spread more? I would love to see Dr. Octopus as an anti-hero. Maybe a short series of atonement for killing Parker, and forgiveness will lead to an eventual team up. What will happen to this Sinister 6 and the Superior 6? So many questions yet to be answered. I guess I need to go and buy them all for them to be answered. Oh, and Slott, please hear my plea. The Superior 6 needs to return. However, somehow, some way, make them. Sandman could definitely be a hero once more. And my theory, how he will become good again, is so Marvel. It's like Marvel came up with it themselves. So Sandman was brainwashed into being bad again, a long time by the Wizard. So how about this spec ox brain controlling unlocked William slash Flint's former self. The brawling part that was locked by Wizard became active again, and William becomes good. Maybe a fun idea for an all-ages new series. That's all for now. I would love to see some reactions. Farewell for now, SP. Next guy is Alpha Mex 10. Said, where do you get off, Mr. Slott? First and foremost, I always knew that Pete would come back. That being said, the masterful techniques of you and your team left me fuming at the end of issue 700. Then you go and make the abomination of an amalgam that is superior Spider-Man. Then you have the gal to make the series gripping and entertaining. And now, all non-giant like you decide to return Marvel's quintessential hero from the grave. You, my friend, are on cough. Good day, sir. Oh, and thanks. By Alpha Mex 10. Soldier. 2099. I know. This is a mistake. For decades, Peter Parker has been the punching bag of the writers. The phrase Parker's luck is the most abhorrent, sadistic, and pathetic excuse of the writers. Sadly, yourselves included, Mr. Slott, to keep Parker in a living nightmare, letting him desperately reach for the light before yanking him back with a chuckle and some half-assed pathos. I'm all for tragedy. But what happened to Parker was disgusting. But mercifully, fully miraculous moment of amazing Spider-Man issue 700 was that Peter did finally escape from hell. A hero's death, if ever there was one. And now, you want to bring him back? I'm sorry, but no. Leave Peter in the ground. Let him rest in peace. You must bring him back. Give him his own plane of the Marvel multiverse, and give him the fresh start that he more than deserves. Peter Parker Peter Parker has suffered enough. And it's got one like. So he's one angry guy. They got the Soldier 2009 guy. Kind of an angry guy. He's so angry about this. He's angry that they brought Peter Parker back to life. Thought he would be happy. I'm happy. I could care less if they kill him off or bring him back. It'll be fun to bring him back again. Yeah. Fail Prime is the next guy. Reply to at Dan Tot underline Slott at D dot underline Slott. I gotta say, reply to that guy. I gotta say, I'm kinda sad to see Superior end. I cried at the end of 700. Straight up broke down when I read those last pages, and a month later I picked up Superior issue 1 and have stuck with it. I always had a feeling there would be a way to bring Parker back, and I'm excited to read Goblin Nation. Keep up the awesome storytelling. I can't wait to see what you have in store for us. Crow Meg says, I can't believe people got so upset with the death of Parker. I actually used air quotes. I personally love Superior. It's like Spidey's version of The Dark Knight. It's a story. Take it for what it is and enjoy the ride. The same old Parker stories got stale. I would love to see Ock become an anti-hero by prediction. Keep the curve balls coming. If that's really Dad commenting below, I assume it might be because you use paragraphs properly. Never ever read the comments unless it's praise. Keep up the good work. The next guy, Hudley, says, what's with the artwork on the new Amazing Spider-Man issue 1? He's got flat feet and his head is going in the wrong direction. Also, he looks like a zombie. How does he look like a zombie? How does he look like a zombie? What the heck? Like a zombie. How does he look like? Hey guys, girls, how does he look like a zombie? You tell me in the comments below.